Ayer Conservation Commission meeting is Thursday, July 11th, 2019. First up, confirmation of agenda. Amendments to the agenda.
We have two things to add to the agenda. One is a request for extension of orders, and the other is an RDA. And Steve Mullaney is going to be here for the extension of orders.
Okay.
And we have the son-in-law of the applicant for the RDA here.
What's the address on the review?
89 Littleton Road.
We put them after the wetlands bylaw discussion.
Okay. Steve first and then the RDA?
Sure. Meeting minutes.
Right. You have to take a vote. So,
Motion to approve agenda as amended.
to
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting minutes. Any comments, corrections?
They are lovely minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes is written.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any announcements?
Announcements, we have, we've all been cordially invited to attend a training put on by the Office of the Inspector General. That I will pass this, there's one for each of you. The responsibilities of the members of a public board or commission, and it happens to be in Littleton this year. So Robert's encouraging anyone who can go to go.
August 7th.
So that's the only announcement.
So I think they're reading that right and we're discussing.
Accounts payable.
I think the only account payable we had was that invoice for the legal ad that needed to be in yesterday that you took care of last night. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's just because of the scanner, because I would have scanned it.
Yeah. They didn't do the two-sided.
No.
So the first item is violation notice 113 Oak Ridge, and I don't see the,
No, I don't see them either.
so we'll move on to the next item. Continued hearing notice of intent, John Carroll Reserve.
Good evening. Nick Pond from Goldsmith Preston Ringwall. Also have Lynn Hutt-Tiv from my office, as well as Kerry Curley representing the owner. This is just a continuation of our previous meeting where we opened up. Wanted to give the commission an update on things that have happened in discussion with the planning board, as well as answer any specific questions the commission had. You can short circuit that conversation if you want, or you know what's going on. So I have two plans with me tonight. One is actually right from the plans that we have. This is the original subdivision as submitted. In some of the conversations with the planning board, we are going through and actually revising the layout and general grading in general fashion. This plan was... thank you very much. That fan's killing me. I know there'll be a riot if I shut it off.
Yes, don't touch that fan.
So basically, in conversations with the planning board, a couple of items happened. One, what the proposed development has been reduced by one lot over in this area here, which is the backyard. Well, not the backyard; it's our property, but the extension of the backyard of 58 Littleton Road. And what we're seeking to do is take the currently proposed wet basin from this portion and try to move it as close to the cul-de-sac as possible. Some other things kind of get shaken out when that happens. We're currently proposing an overflow coming down, getting a swale, come down into an enlarged infiltration basin that's always in this back corner. There's a couple of things that are happening with the planning board as well. They've asked some questions, made some requests about crowning the road rather than super elevating it, putting this sidewalk on the left side rather than the right when you go into the development, take the landscape island out of the cul-de-sac, so on and so forth. So we're in the process of flushing out and actually designing those changes, making sure that they work analytically and meet the regulations and such. And we'll be submitting those to the planning board, which they're talking about sending to peer review or having the drainage reviewed. Everything's all on pace. So I know that some of you have been involved or have been in attendance with the planning board meetings. Just wanted to come and give you the official update. And certainly we're in the process of making revisions. So if there's any that specifically are concerning to the commission, we'd like to hear them now so we can address them in the revisions we're making.
For just a clarification, I thought the sidewalks were supposed to be on both sides of the road. Or did they-
So that's one of the waivers that we've
Okay.
requested. So what we were proposing originally was still the space in the shoulder, but not the construction of a sidewalk that allows room for actually the planting of trees in that shoulder and near the property line.
So you're taking the sidewalk out, but adding trees?
So we actually are required to put street trees in every
Right.
50 or 75 feet, excuse me, I don't have photographic anymore. Yes, so we actually have to put trees in the street right away.
Right.
So the right of way gets filled up when you have asphalt, grass strips, and then sidewalk, and then you say, where do you put the tree? Kind of deal. We can certainly put it in a 3-foot grass strip, but it's limited. After a certain number of years, trees tend to go away, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is, so you're doing sidewalk on one side only, so are you gonna be actually being able to add more trees, or am I just misunderstanding what the original intent for tree
Reduce
placement was?
impervious pavement, and have space for the trees that are required. The other tree, we actually requested a waiver to get rid of trees on both sides. They're not in
Okay,
favor of
that's
that one. Yeah, so we're putting the required numbers of trees on. There's gonna be some conversations about some of the trees we might actually have to move on to private property, and how we protect those is yet to be identified or kind of sussed out. Right?
Okay. So the planning board has intending to go forward with consultant review, and they were going to write it so that the consultant would also be available for our services too. So it'd be one contract, one consultant, serving both boards. So
Yep, in your packet you have the draft as it stands, that Mark and I have been working on for the scope. Also in your packet is a copy of the comments that DEP provided when they issued the file number, and they had a number of concerns with the plan, including the filing fee. And there's some a discussion, I guess, that
So can you guys, I'm not, I mean, I don't know what the filing fee, so this is for a single-family residence versus a multi-housing, like a housing development? What is,
So there's 6 categories in the Wetlands Protection Act that determine the fees. Category 1 through 4 are the normal ones that are associated with the notice of intent.
which are in your packets. There's a
There's a kind
Yeah.
of beige-ish looking paper.
Well, see, that's actually beautiful that just happened. So Joanne just showed you an excerpt from the instructions for filling out the WPA Form 3.
Right.
Which takes a simplified, bulleted point, general idea of what Bonnie's actually holding, as well as Mark, which is actually an excerpt from the Wetlands Protection Act itself. So what you're actually holding there is a section of the Wetlands Protection Act, and you can see, for example, where it says category one. Category one has $110 fee with it. That gets split in half. You guys get 12 and a half more dollars.
Yeah.
And- right.
We're familiar with that one, yeah.
That one, right. So then you see category two, and you can see that these expand, or category A1, 1A, 1B, 1C, D, they're all expanded much. For example, category one just says on the instructions, says work on a single family lot, addition, pool, etc. All right, that kind of makes sense. But if you go to the regulations, it's any work on a single family residential lot, including additions, decks, garage, gardens, pools, sheds, or driveways. Additional activities include driveways, construction of unattached single-family house, or the construction of a dock, pier, or other coastal engineering structure. That's the letter of the actual law.
Well, it says excluded, not included.
I was reading quick, sorry. So what we filed under was a category 2A, which on the instructions say construction of a single-family house. That is certainly part of it. In the regulations, you have construction of each single-family house, including a single-family houses in a subdivision, which is what we're proposing, any part of which is in the buffer zone, any activities associated with the construction of said houses, including associated site preparation and construction of retention, detention basins, utilities, septic systems, roadways, and driveways, other than those roadways and driveways reviewable under 310 CMR 1053-3E, which is a limited project, which we're not doing, shall not be subject to additional fees if all said activities are reviewed under a single notice of intent. The notice of intent that we've proposed is for a residential subdivision. The only item within the buffer zone is retention and detention basins to stuff it into the wording of the bylaw or stormwater management. But they're needed to support the houses of the subdivision. Category 3A, which is 2 pages, talks about site preparation for any development other than an unattached single-family house or houses, including the removal of vegetation, excavation, grading, where actual construction is not proposed in the notice of intent. My experience, I'm always willing to admit, be proven wrong if you will. Category 3 and 4 are more for industrial, commercial, more specific projects. If you look at category 3B, for example, that's the construction of a subdivision for a commercial or industrial subdivision. Any activity with hazardous waste is in D. A limited project roadway is C. Well fields and things like that, E. Category 4 gets into a little bit more nasty stuff as far as flood control structures, closing of landfills, and so on and so forth. Again, I'm willing to be proven wrong. I've been doing this for 17 years. Subdivisions, we've always done category 2A. If I've been doing it wrong 17 years, I've been doing it wrong 17 years.
Are you responding back to DEP?
No,
Okay.
we have not.
Probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, so in your packets is the response from DEP when they issued the file number, which presumably you guys got.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm reading.
Right.
And the
Okay.
response says a category 3A may be more appropriate for this project.
I think it'd be best if you responded to them and copied us,
Fair enough.
and then,
Their other 2 comments, just to kind of complete their review, dealt with stormwater, which is going to be reviewed by the peer review
yeah.
engineer. And truthfully, they may already be changing just with the revisions that we're already going through.
Okay. When do you think you'll be ready to come back to us?
Is there any point until after the peer review?
Well,
What's the plan? Once we have the
is there
results,
any, can I just get it out there, is there anything that the commission specifically would like us to try to include in the revisions that we're preparing now? It doesn't seem sidewalk wise and kind of the past conversation, it seems you guys are being kind of kept up to date in the process of the planning board, and you've made your comments as far as the conservation analysis and things like that. Is there?
I think our concerns are with the stormwater and the stormwater design and the depth of groundwater and those issues. But we don't have any specific things we want changed at this point.
And then what about design of the wet basins? Is there anything to be modified or?
That's the peer review should tell us.
Right. So the wet basin is the one that we're reconfiguring. So, I mean, we could try to defend the original design, but we're changing it anyway, so.
Okay.
And someone else, you know, you're gonna be agreeing to someone else to take a look at it, so might as well take that word for it.
With regards to the lot that was removed,
Yep.
well, since I wasn't at the planning board, does anybody have any understanding exactly why this lot back here was the one that was removed? And does anybody know specifically why they chose that, or do you have any info?
So I know that I wasn't at the original planning board meeting where they specifically sectioned out this area. There was some talk about trying to preserve or expand and maintain the gentleman at 58 Littleton's backyard. I don't know, I think they were just looking for a pound of flesh. That's just my take, you know, from hearing the summaries of everything that happened. Initially, they had also asked us to take this wet basin from this area and move it into this area, which is still where we were having the house proposed. That's something I kind of talked about during the site walk, where that's 4 feet up gradient. It's intended to try and capture the runoff from the abutting properties through our property to the wetlands. So as we move away and upland, we actually lose the ability to control the runoff to the wetlands. That's actually some of the reason why that swale that I mentioned, that's actually catching a lot of the backyards that we used to allow to go to the wetlands and trying to get it and get into the basin. So it's a reconfiguration, as I kind of mentioned during the site walk as well. So why that specific, those are my best guesses. I don't have a definitive answer.
I guess did they say they're totally opposed to this? I mean, because again, if you move this up and out of the buffer zone into this area, and instead put this house over here, so lost this lot instead of this lot, I mean, that might make a lot
I think it
more
was,
people happy, or was there a reason?
I think it was the concern of having so many houses looking into the backyards of so many other houses. It was really just too tight
So,
in there.
yeah, before we had 2 houses here, 2 houses, so now this one spreads them out a little bit more.
So does it spread the rest of the houses out a little bit more? by
Well, now-
Moving that one house?
Now, this is the only one that would have a house and behind it for all intents and purposes. I mean, of course, less this one within the existing
Yeah.
one, but
Does- does it-
essentially, as you see,
Yeah.
around the perimeter of the right of way now.
Right. Does it open up a little bit more open space as well? Or does it not really?
Not really, no.
No, in fact, I understand we're losing a little bit of open space.
So that's actually related to another comment of the planning board. They are requesting that each of these lots comply with the standard lot open space recoverage of earlier sections in the zoning bylaw, 65% open space on each individual lot. So as that lot requirement becomes bigger, even though there's no minimum lot size per the zoning, that eats a larger chunk of the parcel. However, that has to come out of the open space, just from the right of way not being able to be shrunk.
So I think we're at 50.56% open space now.
I think that includes, does that include?
Excluding the PUP.
Yeah.
So if we're just talking about the open space in general, it's 55.7%.
55.7?
Around that, I can't remember.
We're still in the process of revising that, Jess. Just might need to take a couple square feet here
And
and there.
then if you include the stormwater basins, then you
It's,
take that away. it
if you
takes it
exclude
down
the
to-
stormwater basins, we're at 50 and change percentage.
And access to this one is still via coming down and then coming up the swale, basically?
No, it'd be through this,
There's a-
yeah, there's a common
Right,
driveway.
okay.
Yeah. It'd be through an easement.
So they're gonna have to cross the swale to get into the open space?
Access to the basin?
No, to go for a walk in the open space.
We haven't looked at that yet. Maybe.
That would not be ideal.
Public boots.
All right,
So we are continued on the planning board, I think till the next hearing. I don't know how long it will take to get peer review back, so the only thing I would ask is that we'd like to request a continuance of this hearing to the next hearing, and we'll coordinate with Joanne prior, if we know that there's nothing really to talk about, to request an openings continuance without attendance, if that's agreeable to the commission.
That's fine. And so, motion to continue this hearing to July 25th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
While this is all fresh in our minds, you want to look at the draft scope for,
Okay, a copy?
of the draft scope.
Yes, please. I'd like to stay for this conversation.
Before you leave, I'll make you a copy of it.
Okay.
So Mark and I have been working on this together. He went through it with the planning board the other night. They had some changes that they wanted to make. And I made some notes for changes that I thought were appropriate for the commission, and those are in blue, light blue. And Mark is okay with these recommended changes, but he wants to get this out tomorrow to a short list. Do you want to read them all?
If you don't mind. Thank you.
Good to me.
Okay.
Third bullet, 1, 2, 3. Regulatory requirements, Mass Wetlands Protection Act, that include their recommendation for runoff, like everything that's in
The
this.
erosion control.
Yeah. Or does it exclude this?
I think the peer review is more focused on the stormwater management standards.
Okay.
And we do the erosion and sediment control as part of our orders,
Okay. Yep. Okay.
which is what that,
Okay.
boy, I wish they had bound that on the left-hand side instead of the top.
I know.
Mr. Chair?
Need a word in, okay.
That's the field guide. The handbook actually refers to the Massachusetts erosion control, about how PMP should be designed in accordance with that, site
Yep.
practices and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you kind of meet in the handbook, you're kind of meeting
So
that as well.
included in, right, it's already included. Okay. All right, just making sure.
Yep.
Okay.
As well as, thank you.
Any comments, changes?
So that covers that whole section. Or what was that?
What was that?
This seems duplicate to the following section on the back.
No, it needed to be in both places. So it's the stormwater as separate from the hydrology as it pertains to the neighbors. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right, so in, as outlined in, and as well as, those are the only changes.
Motion to approve the scope.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay, I'm gonna run across and make a copy of this for Nick.
Okay.
Was that for sure? What you guys want? Back in AC too?
Maybe in September. What, for what, AC?
Oh, yeah, he'll be just in time. Remember the old days when cars didn't automatically have air conditioning? And it's like, oh, who needs air conditioning? And now it's like, give me my air conditioning.
Father used to tell me you got 4x55. And you see it.
My friend told me when he moved from up here down to New Orleans, he had a very tough time trying to sell his used cars without AC. And that was in the 70s. It's like, oh no, they're not being sold. No one's going to buy that.
That was when we basically just piled them back in the pickup truck and just rode around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
let's move back to 113 Oak Ridge Drive. Hello.
Hi.
So, we sent you a violation notice, which is basically just a stern letter. Do you have a copy?
I do.
Following activities may have impacted the wetland resources or buffer zone, work within 100 feet of the wetland pond without receiving a determination of applicability or filing notice of intent. Filing the soil and placing on your property within 100 feet of Flanagan Pond.
Filing.
Filling,
Right.
okay. So,
Just scrapping young man.
It doesn't do you any justice at all.
Doesn't look like you.
I know that these are the photos that Jess took of your site walk.
so when you were here before, you said you weren't going to be piling soil on the site. You were going to spread it as it comes.
Say it again.
You said that you were not going to be storing soil piles on the site. That you would spread it as it.
No, this is had a wood and stone, so that I would think and that it would hold the ground better.
Right.
So, then I'm gonna put on top of that grass and flowers. Yes.
I don't think it's going to hold much better. 'Cause if you're going to plant grass and flowers in it, it's going to still be loose, and it's going to be able to be washed away. So you're going to need to take steps to when you place the soil to make sure that it stays where you put it. Do we get a update on their application? More information
From
from them?
I had Joe come in and complete the RDA,
Yeah.
but it was a very simple RDA and certainly didn't lead me to understand the scale of work was going to be taking place.
Okay. Let's go back to the beginning. Describe what you want to do.
What I was trying to do is before, because I had the house for 15 years. So before, it used to sink like a sponge when you put your feet in. I'm thinking that I'm doing good things. So I'm trying to fill them out what's already there, just to make it even, because it was sinking in. Especially when I clean the woods and things. I always clean it every year. So, to make sure the people that live there also, they don't waste anything. So I'm there all the time. So my thing is to even it up. I have a worker, they have to even it up with the hand. And then I will put good soil on the top, put grass and flowers.
Okay.
That's my idea.
So you're going to put additional soil on?
Yeah, on the top, yeah.
So when you say sinking in every year, more sinking in, do you
Because I
mean-
haven't done anything since I
Do you mean
I
it's
own the
eroding?
house.
Do you mean the hillside is eroding?
because there's a lot of leaf, no one cleaned it before.
Uh-huh.
So the leaf built up, then when you walk, it'd be like sponge walking.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mhm.
Because the leaves never get
Yeah,
raked.
yeah, right,
The-
right.
the leaves
So
are
it's-
never
yeah, it's
clean,
just kind of a, yeah.
Okay.
So that's,
They didn't pick them up.
never
Okay.
pick. No, but the guy was on before. He have 8 cat. He would go to Florida. So I have clean a lot of things after him. So,
Part of the problem with the dirt that you have there is the fact that it is full of so much wood, because eventually the wood's gonna rot, and it's gonna make it unstable. If it was full of stone and things like that, that would make it more stable. But being
they had a lot of
focused,
stone though.
I know, but you can see there's a lot of wood in there.
If you want me to take them out, the wood have come.
Well, I'm just thinking that if there isn't some type of a retaining wall, it's gonna,
I'm not going that far. You know, I'm not going far for what I am. I just want to mop it up.
no, yeah, I don't think it really matters how far you go.
If you look at my neighbors, how far they gone,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not even going that far.
No, but they do have a retaining wall. They have a wall to hold up their leveled area.
Okay. So if I do that, how far the levels can I go?
If you put in a retaining wall, how far out can you go?
Yeah.
You know,
If
I
you
would
want me to do, if you want me to do from that tree, because, you know, my worry was because it wasn't hold anything in that tree besides leaf. I don't want it to fall, you know. And it costs $4,000 to cut,
Yeah,
you know.
And I'm a little worried that filling over the roots of that tree is gonna smother the
Yeah, it's
tree
not good.
and kill it, and then you're gonna have to get it cut anyway.
Do you have a sense of how far along that tree you've come up on the trunk?
Do you know?
Well,
How much
That,
fill you
with
put
the
in
flower,
When she originally did it, it's about 3 feet up.
there?
It's come up about 3 feet. That's really gonna hurt it.
It is, and I remember talking about this the first time that I met you over there. Not piling soil up on top of the ground next to that tree.
so should I put it in, put it down, take the dirt more out?
if you want the tree to stay alive, yes.
Put a well type.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
but the
really
roots are out to
even,
the drip edge, right, at the drip of the tree, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is bring the barrier closer to the house and leave the tree the way it is?
At that point, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 feet from the tree towards the house?
Yeah, then maybe nothing on
On
that
the
side and this side of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so all of this would need to go.
Right.
So what else do we have?
So
for-
start at the tree and measure 3 feet towards the,
Yeah,
away
that-
from the tree,
Going that way, right?
towards the house. yeah.
Right,
There's
right.
the house.
Just leave the 3 feet square around the tree.
Well, you would think of it down slope and then to your neighbor's house, that should all be free, I
Right.
think.
Yeah,
That should all
there
be
should be no
Free
soil,
of dirt.
no soil here
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. You just make a
Just for the health of the
slit,
tree.
yeah. So I want to put it grass, that's what I'm like doing, is to put flowers and then put the hay behind it. Put hay behind it, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, the hay isn't gonna hold. It's not gonna hold.
Until I get the grass and the flowers.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, till,
Kind of like that, too. So here's the house, here's the tree, so you want to stay, you know, at least, what did you say, at least 3 feet, you think?
at least.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're like
3 feet
3,
away.
if you can do more up here, which maybe you can, because I think the driveway, the land, the property was already there, right? The soil was already that high. But yeah, if you come away at least 3,
Okay.
and then just kind of taper away this way, right? Something like that. But this would be the retaining wall, right? It's kind of what we're getting at.
So, yeah, but in order to put a retaining wall in, I mean, is it still gonna be an RDA, or do they need to file an
We need
NOI?
to change them, right?
Well, I did, at George's suggestion, look up the abbreviated notice of intent, which is not very abbreviated. And on that sticky note, there are the constraints. 1,000 square feet of disturbance in a buffer zone
Yeah. So,
at the maximum to be able to do an abbreviated notice of intent.
right.
1,000 square feet is the maximum.
And beyond that, you're into regular notice of intent.
I think
Well-
what we're concerned about is, because I think, Joe, you'd said you wanted to build out about to where Mark's standing in the photo.
No, I'm
soil.
not trying to go there.
Not that far?
Not
No,
that far?
no. Why would I go there? No.
Okay.
I'm not trying to go there. I'm trying to go just where the stone is, the brick is.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to level it up. I'm not trying to go any of their fathers. Just wherever hole is,
Okay.
I'm trying to fill it in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go that far. That's not my plan. That's the step stone, what I am, the stone is.
This is a little bit,
Yeah, maybe a better view.
yeah.
So you're saying where that last cinder block is off to the left, that's as far as you'd be going right there?
That's it. I don't want to go any further.
Okay.
That's it.
But I
And
think,
if I remember correctly, when we talked about where we would be on this side,
No, I'm not going any far.
yeah, I think they'd have to be
That's-
over
that's
1,000.
my- that's why I
You're
put the
probably
brick in.
talking 15, 20 feet max going out, and definitely not more than 30, so you're only talking 600 or 700 feet there.
Everybody else going far, but that's not my plan. I know the rule.
Yeah.
So I just want to go just where the brick is.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to level up. So I'll put a lot in there so that way I can even it up.
Yeah. So I
I'm doing
think,
it with the hand, so
Yeah.
not machine.
yeah.
You told me not to do machine, so
Yeah.
I'm doing my hand. It's a lot of work. I have three.
Especially in the heat.
Yeah, it's in the heat, so I'm trying to level.
So do you want to take this level where everybody's standing all the way out to this?
Yeah, I could. I just to even it up there,
Mhm.
just to make it flat.
Okay.
Look. I'm
Well,
not
then I think you would definitely be into a retaining wall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's safety too, and for you, and liability issues for you as well.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to be steepest on the tree side there.
Yeah.
So as you bring that wall from the tree side, like we were just describing, that's going to be,
So the retainer
that's
will be
gonna be
by
a
the
lot.
tree,
yeah, like that.
right there.
So here, it's going to, this is where you're going to have your biggest height,
Yeah.
you know, so you are going to want something there, or else this is just going to wash right out. And that's the concern.
Right, and if to put in a retaining wall higher than 4 feet, you need an engineer and a building permit.
So, it's so big. That's a lot of money. How
Yeah.
far can I go? How far can I go to do retaining wall?
Well, she just said up to 4
4
feet.
feet.
4
So
feet, but
if
how
you-
far?
Oh, the
width of
length,
it doesn't
the
make a
length
difference.
doesn't matter. It's
The
the
length of it
height.
doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, it's
So
the height.
if, like say where Bonnie's standing there, and
Yeah.
if you brought that down actually a little bit, you could probably get yourself into that 4 feet range, I would think.
But it's not gonna be as big a flat area as you're hoping.
Right. It'd be more level, but probably not perfectly level.
Yeah.
They don't have to. I just wanted to not to sink in.
Not as much slope,
Yeah, I don't want it just to slope. Before I'm afraid to walk.
Right.
Every year we clean, and every year if you're,
Yeah, so the way your backyard is, it's a very steep incline, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
yeah.
Right? So if you,
No, not deep incline, but from the top, I feel like sponge. I feel like I'm gonna fall.
but you
sink.
you've removed the leaves.
No,
So-
I haven't.
So right,
Not from the old one.
so here's all sort of clean.
Yeah, that's clean, but the inside what they standing in there,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna find to clean. I just leave it alone.
Yeah, so
You know
my,
what I'm saying?
my point is, your backyard is a steep incline
Yes.
down to the pond.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's what we're worried about is the natural resource of the pond. And if you flatten out your backyard to a point, you're gonna have to go, if it's flat, you'll have to have a steep incline, right? Because it is a steep slope. But if you flatten it like a shortened flat, then you can actually bevel it so it's not as steep going down. So you'll have a little bit of an incline going
I
down.
can do that, so I have no problem.
But
with that.
not as steep, because if it's steep like this, then that would require a retaining wall. More of a higher retaining wall.
Yeah, okay.
This wouldn't require so much of a retaining wall, but you'd have to bring it back a little bit and
Okay.
then slowly go down.
Okay,
Kind of like to form to the slope that it already is.
okay,
Because the problem is if you don't have a retaining wall there, over time, in heavy rains, all of that that steep slope will erode. All of that sand, the dirt and the soil, little gullies will form. That you've seen it like on the side of highways, like little
Yeah,
gullies
yeah.
will form,
Yeah.
and all the loose material will flow down and meet the water edge, and that's what we're concerned about.
yeah. Well, and if you look at it, the other side by the driveway, it used to be that way too, very spongy. And I already put so much in there and put the grass already.
Right.
And
so
that
you-
looked
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I already started that, so
Right.
I was going
Yeah.
by that.
Yeah, so grasses definitely the roots of the grass will help prevent that erosion,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, yeah.
But I'm gonna do better soil than that after even out that. And,
Yeah, and also, larger plants, more shrub-like plants will get their roots down in and help prevent
I was
erosion.
gonna go all the way the line. Shrub line, all the way down that way. The grass would hold, flowers would hold. And that's what my idea was. So I do whatever you guys tell me, I just,
This is a picture where you're talking about, right? So if you're looking up at the house, right, so the house would be here. So here's the tree, you're kind of wrapping around, but you're tapering this retaining wall from maybe it's up to 4 feet here, but it goes much slower so that it gets down to the slope that you're talking about, as it's here behind the house. Right? Okay.
Yeah,
So this is kind of what Bonnie would say, right? So here's the tree, this is looking back from the pond. So if you've got the tree here, right, you're wrapping the retaining wall potentially around the backside of the tree. So it might be 4 feet here, but it's going to taper down to where it goes small, it goes into the ground, right? Because over here is you're tapering the dirt down, like Bonnie's saying, and just making that gentle slope here. But since it's as high as it is here where the tree is, you probably will need something still, to hold that dirt back at that height. Yeah, but definitely not the whole way, and again, you can taper this, what works based on that slow slope that Bonnie's requesting or talking about.
what about the rest, the line, there's a lot of slope. That still have big holes. That's why I'm trying to big hole.
yeah, the other thing also is, as you know, there should be a nice buffer between the water and what you want to do. So like a kind of a no-touch sort of buffer, because you don't want to start ripping out all the plants near the water's edge to plant flowers and such, because that's a natural rooted buffer.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah,
I just,
okay.
because when you see
Okay.
it so much leaf,
Yeah.
it look very, it's not look groomed. So I'm trying to clean up to look groomed, but I'm not cutting anything. Just to stay nice and groomed. When you look at it, it look good with the water.
Yeah.
So-
Instead just leave the leaf and the tree and all that. I just clean it every year. I pay $300 to clean it back.
Yeah, raking up the leaves and stuff like that, that's
Yeah.
fine. What Bonnie's saying is, don't pull out the natural vegetation that's already there.
I'm not
But-
trying to take those.
Yeah, right.
And so are you saying there are holes down?
Yeah, when you look at it on the other side, there's
Yeah.
hole in different spot. That's why I got all that to fill it in.
And so she wants to fill.
You mean like divots?
Yeah,
Yeah. So where did the dirt come from? Because I think
I
that was
get it
in-
from Sandy,
from who?
next to the funeral home, Anderson.
Oh, Nick. Okay.
Next to the funeral home, there's
Nice.
he told me that's better to fill it in for the hole. Because if I put the other one, if the rain come, will wash away. But if I did that, then he would put the grass. He was gonna do a machine, but he told me not to use machine. So I'm using.
Could you just do a laid up decorative block? I think your neighbor has that for a retaining wall. You just buy them at Home Depot, right? Would that be adequate
Right,
for
it's like
this
you said,
stack?
up to 4 feet, it can
Right.
just be done by hand, it's
Yeah.
just something. to
Yeah, I
hold
can do
back.
it.
That's
Matter of fact,
simple.
more have it.
Yeah,
More,
or
they
more.
have it, more lumber have it.
Yep.
I own the shop right here in Ayer.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, go check it.
yeah, I can get, depend how many feet you want me to. I can just stack it up.
Right.
And so who's helping you do this work?
There's the kids that's what they do for a living. So that's what they have.
So it seems like we should probably talk to the kids who are doing the work to make sure that they understand what it is.
Yeah, we gotta pull this all together and decide how we're gonna permit it
Yep.
and get it on paper and recorded.
Right.
So, is this an RDA or should this be an NOI?
Because when you see that, because it's, when the tree, when the guy come pouring the dirt, it was so deep, the wheel got into the ground, he can't even pull back. So
Like
that's
got
how
stuck?
bad, yeah, that's how bad it was the ground. See,
Oh.
because I have a lot of leaf in it. So when he drive, he can't even come. So I have to fill that in for him to bring that wood. So I did a lot of work behind that. Just tell me how far I can go, what to do, and then I go along with it, whatever you guys decide. I just want it to look good. That's all my thing is.
So are you saying basically behind that tree or around that tree?
Behind that tree
There was a
was-
large pile of leaves and you just buried that?
I clean all that leaf, but from the old one, I don't, if I dig it in, I don't know what I'm gonna find. But when you walk,
Yeah.
and all this back, they never clean, so this just like feel like sponge.
So the dirt just went on top of it.
Yeah, and I guess that, so that's still a concern. So you just put all this dirt on top of it. It's still gonna be underneath there. It's gonna sink.
No, the leaves.
The leaf is gone.
Take it out.
You did take it off. Okay.
All the leaf is
I
taken out.
misunderstood.
No, no,
Thank you.
no. I take 20 the bag of leaf.
To the dump. Okay, good.
We can't even dump here because I live in Townsend.
Oh,
My husband have to carry it all the way to,
geez.
I got a U-Haul the other day and take it all to
Okay.
Devon.
Okay.
So in terms of square footage, is it more than 1,000 square feet, do you think?
Well, Mark did some quick math and he
Or
does
is it
think
so.
a lot less? Yeah, I think it's
Some-
probably
somewhat
like around,
less.
Yeah.
500 to
they're going out
800,
about
something
20
like
feet, maybe 25,
Yeah.
right? So
yeah.
there's no way that they're going 40 feet
Yeah.
wide.
I mean, I would be comfortable with an abbreviated NOI because I think there are some conditions that need to be met and kind of approved,
Right.
right? Some conditions, make sure that everything goes well and it's done right and that you, because down the road, if it's not, you may run into trouble, and then that will, probably cost you more money down the road if things erode and, trees die and,
Right.
and so it's helping mitigate downstream issues and problems.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do the best as I can to be a good citizen and be on time to take care.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you
The
should
work
say
in the back and the side, and, there's a lot of work on your own house. It's not easy.
You should,
It is.
yeah.
If you own a house, you always got something to do.
Yeah, I have
My
no
dad
problem.
used to say.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You should say that, we appreciate that you contacted us about what you wanted to
Yeah.
do. Because as
Yeah.
you pointed out, the neighbors on either side did stuff that we
Yeah, but
had
that's
no
not my
idea.
business.
No, I know. But we appreciate you.
Yeah, I
initiating.
came in to respect you guys because that's your job. So. And also thank you for you be kind to me.
So
Go both ways.
where the dirt is now, we need to pull some of that out of there,
Around the tree,
around the tree.
in front of the tree, towards the pond. And then, yep.
Yeah, okay, after that.
And I think.
That's a different tree. This one is up on the hill itself. The one that you drew.
We're talking about this one here, right? That's right there where you're standing.
Yeah,
That's the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's this one.
Okay.
So yeah, so you should
There's
pull
one
pull
tree,
back at least,
so that one tree by
at least
itself.
3 feet. Again, if you can do a little
There's
bit
a
more,
tree
it'd be
by
better.
itself.
Okay.
But yeah, I would
three
pull back
stems.
3 feet and get it back to,
Yeah.
get it back to the
So they
dirt
don't
level
want
that
to
it
come
was.
together.
Where another tree down,
You want to
closer
let
to
it
the
shed?
water.
Oh, okay, I didn't even think about
There's a
that.
No,
tree
yeah,
one
okay,
there.
okay.
Then I
You should
put
be
stone
fine
in
on
it.
that.
Okay,
I put
okay.
Again, based on what
brick
you're
in
telling
it.
us, you're not putting dirt in
Remember?
it.
There's
So.
another wood tree. In the middle there.
Well, so the process that they're talking about having you go through would mean that while we're giving you lots of ideas here, until we actually issue you a permit, you can't do anything. You can't do any of these good ideas.
They can't remove the dirt around the tree at least at a minimum?
Yeah, actually, that might be in the tree's favor.
Well, it might be.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's hot weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'd be good to get it out of there.
yeah.
Okay.
It's now going on 3-4 weeks maybe, it's been covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take that.
Something would be fine.
So, you know, we just need a better, something on paper showing just what you want to do, where, if you're going to have a retaining wall, where is it going to be, how high is it going to be, how deep is the fill going to be in different spots, how big is the area that you're placing the fill, how you're going to plant it, it's going to be grass here, shrubs here, whatever. It doesn't have to be engineered drawing, it's just something so we all agree on that's what it is. Okay, so you can work with Joanne and come back with the notice of intent.
Draw it up, take a few tape measures here or there.
You saw the shed, right?
What's that?
By the shed, you see the shed, how, there's in the shed, there's so much big hole. So, that's also needed, beside the shed, behind the shed.
If you're
I don't
facing
think
the
he looked
house
at the shed.
from the
Water?
water, way over on the right, there's
Oh.
a gray wooden shed.
I didn't really look at it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's,
a
like,
big
like I
hole.
said, it's so deep. That's the reason I got, so, if you put the rock and the stone. You know, I come from Ethiopia, so my grandparents used to make dobe house and dobe bed.
Mm-hmm.
So when they used to get, I was telling her, I said, I'm gonna have it in my picture. That's what hold the ground better
Yep.
than putting just the dirt. You know, was the idea. I asked the guy also to sell this. I showed to him many times. He said, if you get this, it would hold the ground better. Then you just get dirt. And wash away.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
the
think-
stone and the wood would hold it better.
Well, initially the wood will hold it better, but eventually not.
Not?
No, because it'll rot.
Yeah, and then it shifts. Yeah.
And then it creates voids and then you get some more sinking.
George, what about getting a better plan and then we visit the site and look at it, looking at the plan? Since we're not requiring an engineer, we really
Seems like there's
looking at the
more
plan.
to the plan.
Yeah.
More to the plan
Yeah,
and then have a
everything that George
relook.
just mentioned,
And then have a
like a
relook.
better plan, and then with the plan in hand, we come back out and take a look and see how it's gonna lay out, and then it should go pretty fast from there.
Well, I'm from Ethiopia. I want to go home. I haven't been home for 4 years, so
Yeah.
I want to go home in end of August. So I wanted to do all the job, trying to do the roof and the hot wood floors, trying to finish some job.
Yeah.
So if you're kind enough to do it soon, if you can.
So the sooner you get us a more detailed plan with the tape measure and,
You tell me what you want me to do.
yeah.
I go, yeah.
Are there,
Yeah, so just
well,
take a piece
some
of paper,
examples
just
you
kind of
can
draw it out,
quickly.
give a little bit of
I
measurements
can
and
make
just
a plan.
Yeah.
with that drawing, then we'll do another quick site visit and just let you go.
Yeah, yeah, because then we can look at that shed
I
and,
think
Yeah,
if
'cause
you
I'm not
can
even
put me
remembering that.
together with the kids who are doing this work,
Okay.
I can draw you a plan.
All right, that'll be wonderful.
And if you, while you're out there, state like corners of the
Yeah.
work area.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. So, I'm not in tomorrow, but Monday we can touch base if you're
Okay,
around.
what time you leave Monday?
What time's good for you?
Well, I have to ask the kids to bring them to your office. So-
Well, we should probably meet over there on site.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they
Yeah.
can come there, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I have to ask them first.
1 o'clock?
Okay. Oh, no, they walk. They do this after job. They do the same thing.
Okay.
So, what time do you go home?
4 o'clock, although on Tuesdays I go home at 7 p.m.
Okay, maybe on Tuesday. How's that sound? Tuesday's better.
Yeah.
When they get off from work, that way we can meet there
Yeah,
and give them idea what to do.
sure, you find out from them what's a good time.
Yeah, I think that time is okay, but I cannot tell them to leave their job.
So it'd have to be around 6, so she can
Yeah.
leave at 7.
Yeah,
They leave, I think, 5, so I'll call them.
yeah, really 5, 6, yeah, but
Okay.
not too much later than 6, because I
Okay.
would like to go home by 7.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Good job, Joe, you got that.
Yeah.
So, if it's even an abbreviated notice of intent, we need to list it as a public hearing and advertise it.
Yeah,
So, when's our next meeting?
the 25th?
26th.
25th.
25th.
When do you need to get in?
Uh,
Add in?
Tuesday,
Okay.
this coming Tuesday.
Okay, and then we could, because then we could potentially, we could review it on the, yeah, and then, yeah.
So does that
Okay.
mean 7 o'clock for
What about 6? We can
6,
find
26th.
5:30 or 6.
Yeah,
6 is good, okay. We can meet 6 then.
No, we have
I will
the, we have the plan next week. We could do it next week, Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Oh, do the site walk before our meeting?
Yeah, that's what I,
Yeah.
to try and get her,
Yeah.
sure.
so that, you know, they can start getting this done.
What day is that? Next, oh, the 20th?
20.
Yeah.
I have to drive out to Western Mass, but if we did that, as we usually do in the morning, we're good. So,
Bright and
Yeah.
early?
not that much.
Ish.
I go for the ish.
I'm gonna say tentative 8:30 on that day?
8:39. 8:30?
8:30,
8:30?
Okay.
On the
20th?
20.
20th. Can you be at that site walk this time? Just because we
What
go
time is
over
that?
8:30 on
What day?
Saturday, the 20th.
Okay, I don't have book. I didn't see my
Yeah.
appointment.
Yeah.
Sometimes I start at 8 o'clock, that's why.
What time do you start working on?
Depend on the customer. I start 8, 7.
Yeah.
So it doesn't-
Because if we needed to go a little earlier.
I'm not gonna book anything for that.
Okay. Yeah, because that way, if you can show us exactly,
Okay.
like those shed and
Alright.
stuff too.
Yeah,
And then,
no problem.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
all right.
Okay,
Thank
thank you for
you.
your time.
So we'll see
Thank
you.
you very much.
Oh,
Yeah.
one, we can do the tree 3 feet
Yeah, you
around the tree.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
You can still do that?
Yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, thank you.
Take the dirt out.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time.
So if they want to come a different time than 6, if they can come earlier than that, just give me a call.
Yeah, I think they work in different places,
Mhm.
different plants. And I'm gonna call them, then I let you know.
Okay.
I just cannot ask them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right,
Okay,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Next is our discussion of the Women's Protection Bylaw.
Is anybody here for it? I'd ask. Otherwise, we could move that.
Do we have someone? So does anyone have questions or comments on the bylaw? No?
Where can I get a copy of the book?
Copy of the bylaw?
You got a draft bylaw set already?
Yeah, it's on,
It's on our website.
I was looking, didn't see it.
It's there,
Yes,
but,
Let's see.
I've got it.
We have a bylaw information center on our webpage, so I'll
I don't think I have have the updated ones. Maybe I had a spare, but since you made those edits, I don't have.
If you go to the
I don't have a
town
version of that.
website,
The machine doesn't jam on you.
and go to boards and committees, and go to
But I'll print you a copy.
Conservation Commission, and just click on Conservation Commission. Click here for the Wetlands Bylaw Information Center.
My system didn't take it up.
Really?
Almost as if it saw it might be some kind of
Huh.
It's not there. Could not get
Okay.
it to open up, so
Well, so,
Maybe an old
great,
version of.
so we have the old draft and the new draft. And Jess is printing you a copy of the new draft.
Without seeing it, do you have any recommendations?
I was just gonna, so the new draft contains the comments and questions that came up during the outreach or the public sessions that we had held. It was like 2, maybe 2 or 3.
This is the third one.
This is the third. Okay,
Yep.
this is just considered the third tonight.
Tonight.
Correct. Yeah, so this is updated based on comments we received, those first two sections.
Contains the compilation of the questions and answers and the discussion that came up during the first 2
Great.
public outreach.
Great.
So do you summarize those changes, or do you, like tonight, do you summarize what's already been updated, or do you leave it up to the public to go find it?
Is, didn't she have them
Is
highlighted?
it color-coded or something?
Yeah,
Well, this was a color-coded question for town council.
Right.
I don't think they are.
they weren't, okay.
Although this, we'll have to ask her when she comes back.
So page 4 had that item P, that was red in the first one. That's still the first one. 6 and
Page 4,
came on page 4.
section 4.
Yeah, you must have added stuff before that E to get it to page 5.
I think we added a whole new letter here.
We added T, didn't we?
We did add D. We added a D.
That was in her cover email, describing all the changes
Yes.
we don't have there.
No. I'm gonna go see if she's been eaten by the copy machine.
Mark, you want to? Sure. Anything else, Mark?
Do you have an extra one?
We can go do more.
No, it's
This is
it's
it.
fine.
You should.
I've got like a.
It's being
kind of
very
an order.
funky.
I can share.
So, get it decoded. Did you do the staple thing?
Actually,
Make it
There's, there's
Oh,
a
what's that
sort,
one?
This is the-
it's
another
sort
one
or
further down,
stack.
seven.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, okay.
How did you make the changes in the new draft? Are they a different color?
No, because we already had different colors, but didn't make that many changes, but,
No, and it's not very long either, so
No, I think
you
this was-
could look at the first draft and the second draft, and you'd be able to find
Yeah.
changes pretty easily.
yeah, basically. Do you want me to just go through the changes I made?
No.
Or we have our little PowerPoint.
We had some things we wanted to discuss, we want to go through those.
Do you want to come up closer so you can hear?
One of the guys, a long time ago, this happened in a chair, it was used for 17 years, and he was chairman for the last 7. And we went through a lot of generations of a lot of things. We went through one of the first upgrades of the network.
I'm having, with the fans, I'm having trouble hearing.
Especially when we started to get into state and nature species. If you are in the process of moving back to the home state of New Hampshire, now we're once. Lived in Devon's for years and years and years, which is out of your jurisdiction. Long before they put myself and a couple of other people from the town, on this commission to do it. And I don't envy you.
Okay, very minor change on the preamble, adding
I'm gonna
the,
turn the fans off.
oh, no, don't you dare.
No, I can't hear either.
Well, you turn the fans off, then everything starts blurring as I start dripping sweat on.
Okay, good, we're not gonna do that.
That's my.
Okay.
The preamble just added the reference to the natural river as part of the wild and scenic.
Right.
Section 3A, presumptions, that sentence we added, is that what you wanted, George, in the middle? Further, the commission shall recognize the inner portion of the buffer zone as having a higher ecological value than the outer portion?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out the reference to 50 feet.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Gotta get the red pen. Okay. Okay.
We added the fabulous caption to the
Oh,
graphic too.
We added the
yeah.
caption to the
Yeah.
graphic, yes.
Yeah, always scrolls up.
Yeah.
People in the stands can see.
Look
Awesome.
at that.
Oh, that's nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Caption's good?
Yep.
Okay. Section 7B. So I just borrowed, I took some of the language from the existing bylaw and added in that clause D. We just wanted to see what it looked like. For where in its judgment such denial is necessary to preserve environmental quality of either or both to the subject lands and contiguous lands. So that already exists in the bylaw, it's nothing new. But it says, it's one of the two things in the existing bylaw that was different from the act. And aesthetic values was the other, so.
Aesthetic values.
So what do you think? Do you think that is a worthy addition? I think George, you'd said just put it in and see how it looks, and then we can decide to keep it or not.
yeah.
Oh,
When I went to that-
Mr. Chair.
When I went to that, one of the open sessions, I had a question on 3B. And the second sentence said, applicants must, did you break that out separately? Because I was confused, it sat in the riverfront area, but it didn't sit in the buffer, the 100-foot buffer zone area. It was almost like it should have been separate, like a C, and then the other one
Wait.
would be B.
3B.
What part of B?
See the second sentence where it starts with the capital applicants?
Yeah.
So, it looks like if they're in the riverfront, the applicant has to
Go
prove
back through.
evidence that there's no traffic over the block, you know, but it doesn't fall in the paragraph above. It really applies to both.
Well, no practicable or economical alternative, that's pretty much language from the riverfront protection portion of the act. And I don't think that we want to rigidly impose the same standard on
On the first piece.
the first piece.
Okay.
Right.
Because we're dealing with a lot of people's yards, and if you make it too onerous, we're not gonna get anything through town meeting. So,
Thanks.
would you say that's true?
Exactly.
Okay, so what's the ruling on 7B?
I don't have a problem with it right now. I think about it a little more. It's good for now.
George doesn't have a problem with it yet. Yet. Okay, leaving that in. Then I think I did just change the order on, under section 6, I just switched the order of a couple paragraphs, so it just goes, I just moved what's now D. It says we open the hearing within 21 days. That was a little bit after, that was where F was. So I just switched it because we needed to have, we open the meeting right away. And then we also talk about the advertisement and stuff, but it seems we need to, so that's,
Yeah. Makes sense.
okay, definitions. So added the caveat.
Oh, yes.
Definitions shall be as
Yes.
stated in the act.
Yeah, good.
Is that okay? Okay. Section 9, caveat, okay. Then I added the category land subject to flooding. Oh, what?
Here it is.
There it is. There it is. Yes. So how does that look for wording? I sort of borrowed a little from Winchester and then borrowed a little from some of the language we simplified from the initial bit. Does that look okay?
I'm still not real comfortable with the surface water thing. Just,
Well, it's like if the ponds start, or rivers, go over their banks, the surface water.
sort of clarifying that, or saying that.
Definition of surface.
Yeah.
How about existing surface water?
And
Expansion of existing surface water?
how about a rise or expansion in the surface of an existing body of water?
Okay.
Are you uncomfortable with just having something that doesn't have any water at all, eventually have a little bit of water on it?
Yeah,
And then it goes
at the end of the day,
Okay.
that's what's gonna happen. We can't control everything.
Right.
That's what I've always said is. It potentially can flood anywhere depending on how much rain we get, and whatever, we're gonna get covered with water. So what's our jurisdiction gonna truly be? So,
Yeah.
I think what you said clarifies it, so
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, that's good clarification.
Okay, then, we never did discuss what I did for minor activities. And I don't know if we wanted to limit it to individual homeowners, or, because I'm thinking this is more geared towards homeowners, not for the big developments. Um,
We get more
Yeah.
detailed in the regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna provide examples of minor activities in the regs. Yeah.
What about individual landowners that aren't homeowners?
Individual. Land/homeowners? Or property owners? How would you want to change that?
If you want to say occupying homeowners, George? Occupying, the person that is truly
Well,
living
there's
there.
that, there's also, you know, like, the compassionate care. And that's just one lot, one building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Property owners.
And we just take out conducted by individual
Right,
homeowners.
Yeah.
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 And worry about in regulations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, and as I was looking at Winchester, they had a really nice one for wildlife habitat definition. Well, it was just simple, but I thought, given we do refer to habitat in here, I thought just include something like that.
Yeah, I like that.
And then a question based on our discussion, should we add a line per the, and this I think is in the act. If the commission doesn't hold a public hearing within 21 days of receipt of an application or fails to issue an order of conditions or permit within 21 days of the close of the hearing or meeting, applicants can appeal directly to Mass DEP.
Well, if we were to appeal to DEP, DEP is not going to rule on anything under the bylaw, but nor rule under the act. So basically what we're saying is if we don't act, then the bylaw becomes ineffective.
So take that, don't do that. Should we add a clause, all applications can be withdrawn by the applicant at any time without prejudice?
Sure. I don't
Okay.
see how to
Okay, so we really have minimal changes. I would propose that I make these changes next week. It goes up on the website and we advertise on Facebook or whatever that Cindy does that here's our final draft before we're submitting it to town council in August. So give a date of, by, end of July, any comments or concerns, get it to us. Give a deadline.
August 8th, our meeting then.
Okay. Deadline. Yeah, but just really,
If you would like a
Deadline by-
chance to read the bylaw and have any,
Just the second set from before the first.
okay, yeah, so if you have,
Original ones, like,
if you have any comments or questions, you can just,
One of the hear what you said. Some acquaintances of mine who live near the Redwood area, I said, one of the phone calls saying, this, that, and the other. I can tell you the biology, and I can tell you the doctor here in terms of regulations. see this because of the, part of the routine in the last second. Interesting. What the review was pretty scattershot. We got the first, whatever, select the movie outside, decide the other. Finally came to the a lot of input from state laws that changed. The non-game species laws that changed for locals came in about the time it was done. So there was a lot of state legal and federal legal things going on that had to be looked at. Seeing this time, how much burden is on the town, and it's not.
So we had a lot of things going on while you were trying to put this together. A lot of things were changing, right?
Yeah.
Well, it does, yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I think our time was a little bit more stable, so that's good.
Yeah. It's a lot of interesting discussions and all this. Kind of involved.
Yeah. So now go up to this final version. Please provide any last comments by end of July.
Yeah, just quick, maybe this is our last working draft. Your last chance to provide public comments will be by some way by August 8th. After that, we'll be fine, we'll be sending it off to town council. So, we had about 17 people at our first meeting, and then one at our second, and 2 of you calendar. Third, so, well, yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
All right, next we have a request for an extension, notice of intent, order conditions rather.
Switching pens.
Good evening, everybody.
Haven't seen you in a while.
A few months.
Did you state your name for the camera?
I can imagine. The order of conditions for the infrastructure for Woodland Way, file number 100-039.
393.
Yes, 393, will be expiring on July 28th. And so in accordance with the DEP regulations, we've submitted a request to you 30 days prior, requesting a 3-year extension on it. And as we described in our cover letter, while you're familiar with Woodland Way and Hemlock Drive extension, and you're aware that there are several lots that have individual orders of conditions, we're really not in a position to finalize the work on the infrastructure until the lot development is done. The binder pavement is in, as you know. Most of the stormwater basins have been formed. Several of them, like some of the smaller ones, are stabilized. They've grassed over. Others need a little bit more work. Sidewalks are not in yet. Curbing is not in yet. A lot of that takes place after the houses are completed. And right now, about half of the 36 houses in this development have been completed. So, judging by the pace that we're going, we think the 3-year extension that the Act allows for will probably be what we're going to need to finalize everything, be able to produce the as-built plans for you, address punch list items at the end, and then we'll also be going for street acceptance at the same time with the planning board. And as you know, there's also a wetland replication area that Dave Shing-Wang's been monitoring. Most recently, he prepared an updated planting plan for the trees for that. And that requires monitoring for a couple of years after the planting, so we feel the extension would accommodate that.
Any questions?
Steve, did any of the basins change from the plan? One of them looks a lot larger than
No,
what was on the
They haven't
original
changed.
plan. Can I-
And then refer to the specific basin.
Yeah, I gotta look at the plan here. Where's the replication area? Okay, so right here.
If this-
Yeah, so it's this,
This whole thing is the basement.
okay, this whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this whole basin was on the original plan?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, so it's basin 1-1,
1127 and 1128.
28.
Yes.
all right. It just looked a lot larger
You know how
in life than
you know
it did
how
on the
it
plan.
looks really, really big, Bonnie, is when you stand down here and look
I
up.
know, I know.
Wow.
I know.
It is
Yeah,
the largest of the
it's a
basins.
very large basin.
in development.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, necessary, right? Gotta do it.
Well, as you've seen, they've held water with some of the flash events like the thunderstorms recently. If you go through there right now, you'll see there's still some standing water in them. So, I don't think they're oversized.
Yeah, not by last fall, for sure.
What's the DEP number again?
100-0393.
There's nothing else. Motion to issue an extension of the order of conditions for 100-0393 for 3 years.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for your time tonight, and I hope your air conditioning gets fixed soon so you don't have to endure more meetings like this.
Have you read our bylaw?
I've read the earlier draft, but I will read the latest edits
In our bylaw information center.
in the storm.
Yes.
Wetlands Information Center.
Yes.
I will.
All right,
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Have a great night.
You too.
Good night.
Okay, next we have requests for determination of applicability.
Good evening.
Oh,
My name is Chetan Durham. I'm going to be representing 89 Littleton Road on behalf of Milton Haimundo. He's not here currently. He's out of the country.
Could you just spell some names for me?
Yeah, of course.
I'm the minutes person.
No worries. My name's Chetan, Chayton. Last name's Durham, like North Carolina, Durham. And then I'm filling in for behalf of Milton, Milton, Haimundo, Raimundo.
And he's the owner?
Yes, he is
Okay.
the owner.
Okay.
All right, we have, Milton sent us an RDA, which is here. After I met with Chayton and Isabel,
Yes.
who is Milton's wife, and their landscaper at Lot 8 Littleton Road. So it's the first house on the left of Dan Aho's new houses. The one most to the left.
So it's the one by like the railing, the guard railing, the
Yep.
metal one? Yeah.
Closest to Littleton?
Closest to Littleton and closest to the pond.
Okay.
Also, okay. I have pictures. So when I met with them initially, the thought was to just take down some trees that had fallen and were hung up, to clean up some deadfall, and in this area right here between the limit of work and the wetland line. But when Milton sent the RDA, he's now talking about building a path covered with stone to what I thought was a dock, but turns out to be a deck
I
or
would say he doesn't
patio.
want a dock. Because the dock's definitely like for the size of a boat when you think about it. So what we were thinking was probably something small we could just walk out on, just put our feet in the water kind of thing. So like a small deck right off the,
So that's still a dock.
oh, okay.
As soon as it goes in the water.
Oh, okay,
As soon as
okay.
it goes in the water, it's a dock. He has it shown on the plan more like a patio. It's still on land.
Okay,
So this is why I'm confused.
okay. So what we were wanting to kind of do was put, so where the actual grass ends and then like that area, the wetland kind of starts, we were just wanting to put some natural stones to create like a walkway to the water, nothing to really interfere with anything. Just put a couple of stones down so that way you know, like, hey, this is, you know, like a walkway. You're not just walking through like the random wooded area. And then
Stones on the sides?
Or stepping stones?
yeah, just kind of stepping stones on top of the ground.
Not like a bunch of, like gravel, not gravel.
No, not gravel, just like a couple of big
Or
rocks.
like big,
Flat.
flat,
Yeah.
sort of field,
Paver
Yeah.
stones?
the
Field
pavers,
stones
like
or something,
pavers.
Yeah, kind of like that, but we were kind of thinking more, maybe more natural instead of just like, you know, cut from like somebody with a brick cutter or something.
Like bluestone.
Would you have to cut them in to the ground? To
I
make them flat to
don't
the
think
ground?
that's like our idea, is trying to just get some naturally flat stones and just kind of step on them until they make a walkway. After a while, nothing like serious construction. We were just wanting to put down a couple, I know where I'm originally from, Indiana has a lot of flat limestone. And that's what I think
I
in my
love
mind.
limestone.
When I think of like flat
Smells so
rocks,
good.
that's all
Yeah.
I'm thinking is like maybe something like that we can just step across and across the that area right there from the grass,
Yeah.
right where the lights are kind of at, starting like right there.
This is the interior of the erosion controls here that they broke down.
It's a nice sign.
Look at that nice sign. Did you see them
I did.
down there?
Beautiful. You can see them from every room looking outside.
Oh, that's really good. That was. And yeah, they're only, you know, they're
Yeah.
only this big. That you see the orange. You don't really see the fence
No.
post. It really. Interestingly enough, I bumped into Ali today, who showed me pictures of his new patio, which came out beautifully, and his path, which he has marked out with wooden stakes that are strung between with rope, and he's still waiting for wood chips to come along.
Okay.
And he's thinking he's not going to do the dock after all, but
So what kind of dock were you thinking of? I mean, is this going to be a permanent structure
It
or
doesn't show it.
something you can take out in the wintertime?
So I'm not 100% exactly familiar with these details. I would assume it would probably, what would be the most like convenient for the nature, obviously, would probably be the removable one, correct?
Right.
So I mean, I wouldn't see any reason why they would be particularly interested in keeping a dock all year round, because the lake would probably freeze. So it would probably be something that could be removable, because like I said, it's just going to be for more of a leisure purpose to go up there, put your feet in. I know they were maybe interested in getting like a small kayak, so like that would be like kind of walk up there so you can put it in the water at least and you're not stuck on the middle of the mud bank. Just kind of something like that. So I think it would probably be removables. And I know he really wasn't looking into getting this built exactly right away. Like if we got the permit today, he wasn't going to start it until maybe later this year, maybe next summer even. It wasn't going to be something like we're going to jump on right now.
All right.
What did we approve for the neighbor? It was like a
wood chip
path and then
Yeah.
the dock,
the removable dock.
the removable, was it a metal dock?
Metal dock with a wooden surface that just stood on legs.
Stood on
Yeah.
legs, yeah. That you can basically haul in and put it on the edge
Yep.
of the,
Was that an
I can
idea?
send this to you.
yeah.
Okay.
Save paper.
So if they were to say, well, the path has to be made out of mulch or wood chips instead of stones, would that be?
I don't think that would be an issue. We just kind of wanted a path to make it like noticeable, like, hey, this is the path.
Don't walk anywhere else, that's why we got this stuff here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big flat stones. I don't have a problem with those either.
Yeah, like you said, you don't really intend to dig it down, you're probably just gonna take the stone and just lay it
Yeah,
down
that's
on the ground
the
and
main
just let
goal.
it
Is just
naturally.
naturally set down, maybe step on it a couple of times, but I'm not trying to dig. Like,
Right. I'm okay with that.
It might be a hard,
Just knowing how.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a little bit of leveling.
Yeah,
Little bit of leveling, okay,
Yeah,
I would guess.
that's gonna be hard to, yeah, they won't lay perfectly flat and they're gonna,
Well, one of the straight lines.
yeah, I,
Tree roots.
More,
Tree roots would be the
moving
tree
around,
roots,
yeah,
yeah.
moving around the sticks and the,
Well,
the
so-
needles, pine needles that have fallen down, maybe that, but not actually
Yeah.
digging into the dirt.
I think it'd be more apt to do a wood chip path. Is that, you can replenish that and it won't,
Yeah,
kind of level it out with wood chips.
yeah. If you're gonna be taking out dead stuff, you just chip that.
Yeah.
Just chip it right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
On the other hand, big stones don't need any maintenance once they're there.
But as you get closer to the water, the ground is softer and it tends to sink.
Sinks.
Yeah.
And
so all this stuff that's down here in, this is the buffer zone here. The limit of work is in the buffer zone. It maybe is 20, 25, 30 feet from here to the wetland line. It varies a little bit. And I explained to everyone who was there that day that picking this stuff up and relocating it, but still leaving it there as kind of getting it out of view, but putting it up in the same, in the buffer zone on the side of the house.
it does provide an important function, as you know,
Yeah.
right? So rotted wood provides food for more trees, more,
Just nutrients.
beneficial insects, nutrients, right? And so if you removed it all the time, you kind of create
The desert.
Yeah, you create more of a desert scenario, yeah.
So
And
there
things
are-
would start dying.
There are a couple of trees that are hung up. This one, I'm really sorry I don't have a picture of a really
I
bad one.
understand. It's okay.
There's a real widowmaker in there.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
And I suggested that those could be removed.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I'd probably be conservative on removing much of the scatter stuff, because I don't think we really want to set precedent for no disturb areas that we're allowing them to be cleaned up,
yeah.
swept like the Finland forests.
I mean, I think the path area can be cleaned
Yeah,
up, because
yeah.
you want a nice clean path, but
Sure,
but
yeah.
around the path should be
Yeah.
sort of left alone.
Yeah.
No, I completely understand that. I mean, if,
Yeah.
like you guys were saying, something about maybe a possible neighbors making like a guardrail or something like that, if you want, we could even add that, so that way it's like clear, like, hey, this is the specific area to touch, to clean the path, the rest of this will stay the way it is, and leaving it as natural as possible, maybe if that would work better.
I think it's a requirement.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to make it look pretty, I don't know why
I don't know why he went to all that
Yeah.
trouble, honestly.
maybe he was gonna put little
Aesthetics.
solar lights or something there so
Yeah.
the kids,
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
scared going down at night
Yeah.
or something, who knows? But
Yeah.
Could be.
yeah, I don't think it's
Okay.
totally necessary.
Right.
Well, since you're in no hurry, could you come back with more information about whatever you decide for a dock?
Of course.
What it's gonna look like, how big it is, and so, and
Okay.
then we can,
Let me just write that down real quick on my phone. Just yeah, that would work too. So just specific details of the like lengths of the
Size,
Okay.
where, how far out into the water you think it's gonna be, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Material.
Yeah, material.
Material.
What is it made of?
Thanks, sir.
When did you say he wants to do the work?
So we were wanting to do it probably not this summer because they're going to be gone until the end of this month, pretty much in Brazil. So it was possibly going to be starting around next spring.
Oh,
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
We got time.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? All right. So if you can get that information, then we'll regroup and
Okay. What would be a good time to come back and like when I get this information, what would be a good time to come back?
just contact Joanne and we'll put you on the agenda.
Sounds great.
Yeah, you've got my emails, so we meet every 2 weeks.
Okay. Great.
Just let me know when you've got what
4
you need.
times a year, we meet every 3 weeks.
Right.
Twice a month, but 52 weeks.
Yeah.
Those
We like
five-
those 3 weeks.
Those 5 Thursday months.
You gotta love
throw
it.
us off.
You gotta love it.
Yeah, but just
Okay,
get some more details.
of course. I'll get the specific details, be back here in 2 weeks then.
Well, make sure you let me know you're coming.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
But you know.
Right.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
You too. Okay, next we have a request for certificate of compliance, lot 7, Littleton Road.
Lot 7, Littleton Road. I met with John Boardman the other morning over there, and so Lot 7 is the next door neighbor to Lot 8, and they have a black chain link fence to keep their dog in that ends at the limit of work. So no yard expansion even dreamed of there. When John amended these orders to put the stormwater in across the street, they decommissioned the rain garden and relocated all the shrubs.
Yep.
And they all look like they've survived the transplant.
Okay,
And the signs are now up.
The signs were up.
On Lot 8.
Oh, just lot 8?
Yeah, Lot 7 didn't call for any signs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
And I've got the as-built if you want to see it.
I know. Okay, so we have a motion to issue a certificate of compliance, lot 7, Littleton Road, 100-0406.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Happy birthday to
I've got
Can we put a candle in one of those?
three whole hours to go at this age.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, don't shortchange yourself. 3 hours, 13 minutes.
Great.
You're only
You only,
in the previous decade for so long. In your 20s.
You're only in your 20s once.
since I'm headed to 30. Oh, man. You. Yep.
Okay. Request for certificate of compliance, lot 8, Littleton Road, 100-407.
More of the same, but it was so exciting watching the sign go in. Yep.
Okay. Motion to approve certificate of compliance, lot 8, Littleton Road, 100-0406.
So moved.
7.
Oh, what,
Right. Yes, 7.
oh, 7. 407?
Yeah.
He says 406.
Oh,
Well,
wait a minute.
No, these were all really confusing.
I thought we just did.
No,
and I
yes, but
thought
on
I
that-
tried to
on
be
the
really careful when I did this
COC, it's-
because
No,
I knew they were, the numbers were close. All right, so lot,
40407.
lot,
Yeah.
lot 8 is 407.
Okay, and this is wrong.
Okay.
8 is 407. Oh, so that says 406.
It is in there.
Yeah.
No, but I mean in the
Oh,
actual
no.
COC.
Yeah,
Although, is it, yeah, it is on that page, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. this is the problem I have with Pingree Hill where all the numbers are like one number off.
Right. Yeah, and then you start,
Yeah, you see it, but you don't see it, and
Okay. So, motion to approve certificate of compliance, Lot 8, Littleton Road, 100-0407.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
so Dan Aho was supposed to send us a check for these 2 signs. And I talked to accounting today about how to invoice him just in case he forgets. And they said just any old invoice will do. So I think I'll send him one on Monday.
So when the check comes back, it goes into the wetlands fund.
Great.
Or you could just delay handing over the paperwork until the check arrives. Say it's all signed and ready to go, you just need the check.
Yeah, I could do that too. It'd be more effective.
Just, as a general
Just
rule,
initial it.
we've got it all signed.
We all have to initial the change?
Yeah, just like you're buying real estate.
Oh.
So
Can I
just,
buy one of these signs for my yard? I don't think I have one.
Yeah, $15.
I thought it was less than that.
Charging developers $15, probably charge commissioners less than that.
$14.99.
No, they are nice, and I love the idea that they're going to be around town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that needs the file number right there.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh no, summertime.
You know, it's funny because sometimes these autofill,
Yeah.
if you put it in the first time, which I didn't do, so. We'll fix that.
Okay.
Request for certificate of compliance, 231 Snake Hill Road, 100-0421.
All right, so this is the pipe you guys saw there. That's the sump pump discharge pipe, nicely fastened, so it's not going to move anywhere. I talked to Gary, he talked to Deborah, she talked to me. This is what it looks like
Oh, wait,
Huh?
wait.
today.
I guess that'll work.
That's gonna, I mean,
It's not really gonna go over.
kind of wavy, but
It's gonna go off the
It's
side.
gonna rip through the paper straight down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least I bet you when that pump is on, the water comes flying out
Flying-
of that pipe.
flying
Just
over.
shoot out,
Yeah.
No,
well, we can always modify it if it doesn't work, right?
you had suggested putting the pipe further out and having it
Just kind of
dispersed.
straight around a little bit, right?
What about buying, you know those concrete, they're old, the old style concrete,
Downspout.
downspout pads
Mm-hmm.
that have little sides, kind of, I mean, that would work too, right?
Well,
I don't
it'd
know
be
how
interesting to
long
see
they
the
are.
water coming out of that pipe to know what we actually need.
Yeah.
But this seems a lot better than what was there. And,
Did they dig that out a little bit?
no, I
No.
think this was one of the breaks in the berm that we let them do so that the berm didn't end up acting like a dam.
Bathtub.
Yeah, exactly. So sometime.
Tripping hazard.
So they pulled up all their erosion controls?
Yep.
Did he cut the black, or did he pull everything up?
He
out of the
pulled
ground?
everything up because nobody told him to just cut it. I asked
That's what
him.
She asked. She said she wanted to do, right? Just cut
I
it.
thought that's what she
Yeah.
wanted to
So
do.
she would leave the bottom,
Some kind
the
of-
base to kind of
yeah.
be the root block, right?
Right.
Root block of sorts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, I guess it didn't get communicated.
Motion to approve certificate of compliance, 231 Smithfield Road, DP 100-0412, 412 or 421?
421.
Brother. It must be 421.
Okay.
And I don't have see, this is what happens when I sit in an 83-degree room. I get more dingy than,
Crunchy.
yeah.
0421.
Doesn't see it on the last agenda.
No, but I always wind up looking them up on my computer, so 0421, that's what comes up.
Okay.
I don't know if we can ever get rid of my computer.
No, never.
It might leave us on its own though.
All right, so do we vote?
So motion to approve 100-0421.
So moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
She was nice. And she loves that house.
Yeah. What a spot, really.
And I was surprised when she was saying that she doesn't get really any water in her basin. This
Yeah.
spring, she didn't know that she didn't.
Well, once the pipe got hooked up and it was coming away from the basement and the grading got done around that sliding glass door underneath the deck.
And the little holes in the berm got made.
Yes.
As long as there's not a power failure.
That's right.
You what?
Not a power failure.
When they're away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a beautifully built house, and he really was very responsive to, what, he ran, I talked to him yesterday, and he ran over and did that this morning, so, right to the bitter end.
Blame it on the air conditioning.
I'm blaming a lot on me. Yes. All right.
Okay, next discussion office database.
So I gave you the estimate again. On the back of the first page is what it would look like and how it would work.
And the estimates for
$6,000. And I talked to Robert about this again when I had my review, and talked to him about the concern with having to lose paper, and because that was IT's policy, if it gets scanned, the paper,
that's Cindy's policy, or?
yeah, it's the town IT policy.
Yeah, but we're governed by the state
Well,
documents.
Robert said that if we wanted to keep paper, we could keep paper. He would,
But there's a whole process for the state to destroy
yeah, and I have,
these
yeah.
records, so.
I have the, documents retention. It's amazing what we don't have to keep. Like, we don't have to keep an RDA or a DOA. We just don't have to keep them. It would make me very nervous to actually, once a COC is issued, everything else can go away.
Wow. Is that new?
I don't know. It's hanging on the side of the file cabinet in the office.
Yeah.
But we have room in our filing cabinets. And Robert said we could scan and keep paper, both.
Because, Unless there is a world-ending event that said you have to get rid of all your paper. We've had so many instances where we wanted to look back and see
Oh, I know.
what's the
I have,
trail.
Yeah, paper trail.
I
What
just,
happened in Denver, yeah.
I just received one today, a request for COC on like a 035 something number. The file isn't anywhere in the filing cabinet. It was an order of conditions, and it's not even in the filing cabinet.
And what's the number?
03 something,
So not that
0300, no, not that long ago. It was for a deck on Old Sandy Pond Road, and from what I can determine. Yeah, so I like paper. So we have Jean, who's our senior work-off person, who would do the scanning. And for the summer, I can share Carly's intern, Ashley. I don't know how long it would actually take to put this together.
The flyer. So you would start, where would you start?
I don't know. We'd have to figure out, do we want to,
Go backwards or go forwards?
do we want, well, the files are by alphabetical by street name. They're not by DEP number.
Oh,
Well,
So there's that.
oh.
you know, Becky, because initially the first like 100 orders before she came on were done by DEP number. And she found people would come in and it's like they didn't know their DEP number, but they knew their address.
Yeah.
So that's why she went to the street and then house number. And so you want to think really hard before you switch that.
This, I think this can be
Capture.
sorted
Yeah.
by either way.
Yeah, you're gonna capture all the information and you can search by either or, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just start at the beginning of the alphabet, just slowly work its way through.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then everything gets,
We have about a half a drawer of kind of random, really old file numbers. That must be the ones that were filed not by street address, but it's not a complete set of them. You know, there's
yeah.
a lot of,
If you do the old ones first, right, then you'll know what you're missing. You'll have gaps, right?
oh, it's pretty easy to tell
Oh, it
already
is?
what we're
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah. So maybe that's,
And there's a file that's just the Pingree Hill streets, a drawer, a whole drawer, and then there's a whole drawer that's just the DPW projects.
So I suppose if you did switch them to the numbers, then they all get incorporated without,
Yeah.
I wouldn't make the change in the files from the street number thing until the database was complete.
Agreed. Hey, Joanne, one other question. So does the system database also allow for tracking who entered and or changed data in the database? Does it record that somewhere, and is it
I don't know what the
like
security
a last changed
is.
by kind
Yeah.
of thing?
That's a
You
good
could tell if we were
question.
hacked by ISIS. It's
Maybe
hot.
we could find that out. If there's a way of simply adding the feature if it's not there, I think it would
Yeah.
probably be good to have.
How would you do that? Do you have to set a code for the person who logs in?
I'm assuming that is there a login to this, or is it just kind of you start it up? It's
Well,
over.
it's
Like
a-
when you start your computer, it's just there.
It's an access database, so access is on my
But it's
computer.
Password protected though?
My
to get into this?
computer is password protected. The whole, you can't get into my computer without my password.
And will this only be on your computer or will it be on
No,
a cloud somewhere for others to access?
I think it would only be on my computer, but
Or it has to be somewhere else, but to start when
Back it up.
they're filling that.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's, so it's not really network based then, right?
no. It's like I can't get into
think
the
that
building inspector's database
Cloud
or the assessor's
It doesn't
database.
sound like it.
Where does it get backed up?
So
No,
give it
would
all
I
paper.
want to?
Right.
But I
Drop
wouldn't
it
want
out, say
anybody
this.
else to be able to get into our database either.
No.
I'm gonna take it home because I can't eat sweets after 9 o'clock.
We'll take the whole back.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Is it password protected? Does it live in the cloud?
Or at least, does it live somewhere else besides your laptop?
Like if your laptop got dropped in the pond, would it survive?
With
Yeah.
a beaver.
Right. Well, we only have a desktop now that's about the size of my phone. We still have the laptop, but it takes a half an hour to start it up. So we don't use it anymore.
So it would be on the desktop?
Man.
Yeah.
How old is that?
Oh, it's about this thick. That's how old it is.
Doesn't Cindy back stuff up into some other drive or?
I guess that's kind of what I'm wondering, right? So
Yeah.
is there a nightly backup of stuff somewhere? Does it go and is
Yeah.
stored
She
in
does.
the event you
She
needed
does
it?
back everybody's computers and files up to the fire station and to
As land subject to flooding.
somewhere else. Exactly.
So, and yours gets backed up there too, right?
Backed up to her office, backed up on my little computer, and then backed up at the fire station. In case this building burns down, she wants the files. So we have a Z drive, which is where
Yeah.
my actual files live. Yeah, these are good things to. I could have Kim and Cindy come in some night if you want. No, okay. Kim is a delight. The two of them kind of sat across from me as I explained our realm to them with their mouths open. It's like, this all happens from here? You do all of this? You guys do all of this?
We're the Conservation Commission.
Yes. You need all of these forms? It was good.
Yeah, if you just hit her with a quick email, she'd probably be able to
Yeah.
bulletize, we do this is done, this is done, this is done, and in a quick email, I think that'll suffice.
All right, good.
Environmentalism.
It seems like while we have the help in the building,
Take advantage.
I don't pretend that I'm gonna get through 450 files in less than a year. It's gonna take a long time to do this. But I think it's a good thing to undertake.
Yeah. So, we vote on this tonight?
Yeah.
So motion to approve the scope of work for the database,
For how much money?
$6,000.
So moved.
Second.
It's to come out of the wetlands fund. All in favor?
Aye.
Well, that's very
Okay.
exciting.
You're good to go.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
My very own database.
Woohoo. You're very
Who gets that kind of present, really?
Not many.
Boy.
Okay, discussion, interpretive signs.
All right, so last thing in your packet, and up here on the big screen, I found this company that makes these beautiful signs. They're printed on heavy aluminum like our wetlands signs with some kind of surface that's anti-graffiti. This is a company in the Midwest that they have a whole catalog of if you like it just the way it is, like this aquatic plant ones. If you want them to send this to you, because the waters of Illinois are something that you want to
Put in Massachusetts.
This is 14 by 14, and it comes with a post, and if there are no changes at all, it's $800. If you want to make a few changes to it, the price goes up a little. If you want to make an absolutely from scratch custom one, the price goes up a lot. So the second page, they go on and on and on about the different sizes and the prices so there's the ones that I thought, the aquatic plant one, if we could just get them to say Massachusetts instead of Illinois, this one would be really beautiful on the edge of Grove Pond, near the perimeter path where we have aquatic plants, including arrowhead and cattails and water lilies. And right now, baby swans. There are baby swans on Grove Pond.
Really?
Cute.
Well, they've kind of grown out of cute,
Gangly.
gangly.
And mom and dad are still with them?
Well, there's one parent still with them.
Okay.
We don't know.
What happened to the other
So you're thinking this by Grove Pond?
Well,
So where would you put it? Near a bench, a park bench?
Well, we
The
could-
benches?
we
or-
could- we could put one at Peroni Park. This one seems like maybe at the town beach would be. I don't know. You could. I would suggest you look at their website to see all the different signs they have. George was saying the other day that the Cultural Council gives grants for environmental education sorts of things, and this might.
What about park, if we're gonna be putting it at Peroni Park and the town beach, would the Parks Department, would Jeff be able to get a grant for these?
Maybe. But I think it's kind of, this is not really his
I know.
focus, it's our
I know,
focus.
yeah.
And this
Limited
sort of
budget,
brings a
limited
little,
budget, yeah.
a little breadth to that
Yeah.
park, which is really
Yeah.
largely a sports park.
Right.
But have you walked on the perimeter
No,
path
not
yet?
yet.
Oh,
I went to the fireworks, but I didn't get to
it's
walk
so
around.
nice back there. It really is.
I'll definitely go
Yeah.
maybe this weekend, yeah.
So anyway, they're expensive.
What kind of turtle is that on the bottom?
Red-eared slider.
Do we have those here?
You know, that's actually good,
In Plymouth, I know they do.
yeah, we want to make sure that we have all these species.
Yeah, maybe we could replace something with like the Blanding's
Yeah.
turtle or
Yeah,
something.
blending,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or the turtle that I saved today.
You saved the turtle?
yay.
I did. I'm not sure if it was a Blanding's.
Was it on the
Yellow
road?
throat.
Yeah.
Yellow throat.
And actually, I stopped and I directed traffic around. This other man stopped. He said, "Do you need some gloves?" I was like, "It's not a snapper." But, yeah.
Well, it's something to think
Yeah,
about. I think,
yeah,
you know,
very nice.
we're kind of, we're asking for the bylaw, and
Yep.
it'd be nice to have these things out in public so people know why.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
And they really are pretty.
Yeah.
Really well.
That would actually be a good use of some of that
$50,000.
that we've got sitting there.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually, if we couldn't get grants, but it's unacceptable. It's educational. Would you think it could come from the fund?
Conservation fund.
No, not the conservation fund, the wetland fees fund.
That's supposed to be for administering the Wetlands Protection Act.
But education, well, yeah.
I saw a dragonfly come out of its little thing, whatever you call that thing,
Yeah,
and I mean, it took about quite a while.
yeah. They unzip the back.
Yeah.
This little thing, this little husk.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the wings popped out. It was like, it was excited. It was it's amazing. Yeah, that big thing comes out of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
that's the
All
stuff
right.
about the signs.
Yeah, they're nice.
Cool.
They're very nice.
Okay. Conservation Office updates.
Office updates.
Speak fast, you're not getting any younger.
No kidding. God, the clock is ticking.
Wow.
You're mean.
So speaking of dragonflies, this I'm not even listening to, Jess. La 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 la. This was this week's Facebook post. So we have dragonflies in this town called Spatterdock Darner, Umber Shadow Dragon, and Brook Snaketail, which is this. Are those the greatest names you have ever heard?
Shadow dragon. I like that.
Oh. And it turns out that spatterdock is a common name for the yellow water lily. The little round yellow water
Oh, yeah?
lily is
Yeah.
also called spatterdock.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Me neither.
Huh.
Like that.
Well, what's the brook snaketail? I have those in my yard.
Yeah.
They're I see them on my trying to think of the coneflower.
Yeah.
They sit right on top of the
Cool.
coneflowers. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're cool.
Well, 23 people liked it, so it's
Very
kind of in
cool.
the middle of the range of what people are liking. It's clearly not a turtle.
Clearly not a turtle. Do they eat?
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they eat? What eats?
They eat them alive sometimes.
Do they?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting from the end, heading towards the head.
Oh, I want to know what
Can't eat
eats
the head.
Japanese beetles because
You can't?
I want to get more of whatever eats Japanese beetles in my yard
Yes.
'cause those things just are eating everything alive.
Flip them into soapy water.
I know, I do it.
Yeah.
But they're fast. They just drop to the
They
ground.
drop.
They drop.
You just flick it, it'll drop in your hand, and you just crush it.
Yeah.
I think the turtle that I
That's what I
saved
do.
today was a blanding.
It's got
You find
a
them.
super
You find
bright
them.
yellow throat.
Oh yeah, it
Yes.
was much bigger than, it wasn't a painted or,
Or
It wasn't a
box or a
painted
wood
turtle?
or.
no.
She
So it
thinks.
wasn't, you think it was a blanding?
I think it was. It was in Groton, up in Groton, heading towards Dunstable, but yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
It's on the side, it said Dunstable.
Did you
across,
take a
right?
picture of it?
I didn't because there wasn't any shoulder and it was like,
Yeah, so you just, wanted
cars.
to get across it.
I went to touch it and it went,
Cool, yeah.
I said, "Don't worry, little one, I'm from the Air Conservation Commission."
You're safe.
George sent me,
So
and Bonnie, and
Cindy,
John, and Mark.
Cindy helped me figure out a way that she can now put these posts on the screens that are in Town Hall here.
Okay.
So this is in the rotation now.
Oh,
Yeah, very cool. So she and I continue to have fun with this project. Nothing on Central Ave, other than the erosion controls are up, and
No plan,
no plan, no,
talk of a plan.
no. Steel is going up at the new gas station, and all the things they're burying in the ground are getting buried in the ground. Calvin,
Question about the gas station.
yeah,
You know the line of work near the intermittent stream.
mm-hmm.
Did they cut pretty deep into the ground and disrupt the root systems of those trees?
Oh, that tree is a beetle-infected ash and has to come down.
Are you kidding me? Oh man.
And it's all tangled up in the wires, so.
Okay. Oh, the one right on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's.
Yeah.
But the ones sort of going in.
Well, they use a ditch witch to put erosion controls in, and it goes down, I don't know, 8 inches maybe. So it would cut some roots. But do you want erosion in the brook, or do you want some trimmed tree roots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just didn't. It just seemed really, really close
Yeah.
to the tree line.
Yep. Yep. It is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. They're doing a very nice job.
No, I know,
over
it's
there.
really,
Yeah.
it's really
a super,
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin is working feverishly to find someone to control his knotweed, his imported knotweed, and is on his 4th. He thought he had somebody after he fired the first guy. Now he's up to his 4th guy. He called again today. And if it doesn't rain too much tomorrow, they're going to come cut it down and then treat it. So he keeps calling. He's on this, which is really very nice. The perimeter path, the DPW kids were going to rake out the loose soil where the erosion controls were taken out and get that reseeded. 217 Main Street is in there twice for some reason, and nothing has changed at any of the other projects. Yes.
The beaver deceiver.
Oh, I met with Mike Callahan. We had a nice, buggy, hot, miserable walk up over the Gun Club Hill and down. He said, "Wow." So the water is up to within 6 inches. The two ponds are within 6 inches of each other. In the lower pond, there is a beaver lodge. And he said he can put a leveling pipe in that lower dam because it's about 6.5 feet tall. He said, what's the driving force here? Is it because the trail is flooded? What is it? I said, there's just too much water sitting here.
Both the trail and public safety.
Well, the trail has already been relocated.
Yeah.
By
so now
people
it's-
walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just
the other day. Yeah. Now
it's just up a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's between those two ponds, there's a lot of water, and I thought they had abandoned the upper dam, but he said no, they're still working on the upper dam too. So he's supposed to get us a proposal.
Because you know what? Because eventually, if somebody gets tired of relocating that path, somebody's going to come along and say, "Let me just pull a few things off this dam," which we don't know if that happened last time we had to blow out. So.
And how much did you say is in the beaver fund? $800?
Thereabouts.
Yeah. So come spring, we probably want to refresh that.
Yeah, because that's about what his his annual maintenance bill is for the deceivers we have now. It's about $750-ish annually.
Could we try to refresh it in the fall? Or?
You know, they don't like to spend money in the fall.
It's true. If we get the bylaw through, that's enough.
Yeah.
So if he gives us a proposal, then we have to wait till next year? Or?
No, if it's under 800, you can do it, but if it's not,
Okay.
by the way, you talk to DPW, they might want to kick in some money.
Yeah. 'Cause they had to repair the road last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or talk to Robert too. I did hear, I think the DPW's been having to pay a lot of money out for various things. Might not want to part those funds right now with the PFAS issue.
Okay. Okay. Committee updates?
Nope.
How's the stormwater committee?
We haven't had any stormwater lately, I guess.
Oh! 2 hours from now.
All right, member updates. I got one. It's coming up on a year since the previous regime was overthrown.
Overthrown. Cast them out.
At the time, we talked about rotating the chair. So we'll discuss that in more detail next time.
Can I just add a detail for, if nobody wants to be clerk, I'm stuck being clerk, which I'm fine with. But as an observation, I think what's been really working quite nicely has been on Tuesday nights, our current tyrant in chief has been stopping off and meeting with our
Sure.
aging sheriff.
The sheriff.
Our
Aging sheriff, yes.
Aging sheriff.
Aging sheriff.
Yeah, to go over things, and it seems to have been working really nicely.
I think so.
So, if any of you three are thinking of deposing the tyrant, if that was a possibility to do that fairly regularly, Tuesday night is a good opportunity. So,
I'm here. Usually semi-coherent, but I'm here.
Would it be possible to bring this up after, though? Maybe after fall town meeting?
well, he didn't depose. He didn't, as you put it, he didn't overthrow the previous regime until the end of August.
Was it end of August?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we went by seniority, who would be next? If they wanted to. Whoever that is.
I know. This might be a little difficult coming up with some plans I have. So we'll chat later about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Update?
Got nothing.
Update?
Solar One. Did I notice that things are growing there and pots have been removed?
The Cal figures he got about half of them
Half of them?
and would go back in the fall, see what
Yeah.
else he could find.
Yeah. When things have died down a little bit. Yeah. Looks pretty lush.
Yeah. George and I were up there in the mid-spring, and it's not nearly as lush as you would. I mean, it's so sandy
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
First of all, I mean, this
Yeah.
stuff is stumps are sprouting.
Yeah.
The new plants are alive,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you know, it's like this
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they remove topsoil up there? They didn't remove topsoil, did they?
Nope.
Okay, I can't remember what they did. Did they? Yeah.
No, they just cut down
They
the
just
trees.
cut down everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they do a little grading up, way up in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious. All
But
right,
it
so,
is just a giant sandbank in the blazing hot full sun
yeah,
Yeah.
that faces south.
yeah, yeah,
Generally.
yeah.
So,
All right, and-
Cooked.
John,
I'm all set, yeah.
Mark? Oh, I did have one other thing. We're going to be meeting, the Historical Commission and others are going to be meeting with Robert and Alan Minoyan in August, talk about the 150th anniversary celebration for the town, which is 2021. So if anybody has any ideas of activities that could do then,
150th,
yeah.
wow.
For that celebration, okay.
Okay.
Actually,
Yep.
now that I think about it, my daughter happened to catch something about the parade, and that anybody can put a float in the parade or whatever, and it doesn't cost anything, because they just want some people to be there.
Right, yeah, yeah.
She said, "You guys should create something." And I was like,
Oh,
"Thanks." Just thought
wow.
I'd bring that up.
For next year, for next year?
With a float, you know,
Do
a
we-
big turtle?
Are there more than one
Because-
parade? Parade? More than one
Find
parade?
somebody with a
No,
VW.
the Memorial Day parade? No, we only, is there just one parade, 4th of July parade?
Yeah.
Okay.
it would be fun to
It
have
would
a
be
float.
fun, it would be really fun.
Because we're the Conservation Commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could
Make
like,
it all out of natural stuff. We can
yeah,
cut
we could
down,
make a tree.
cut down
We could have
trees
a
and
tree
put
and
them
make
up.
a tree.
We could create it out of dead turtle shells.
We could be like
Well, you know how some throw out candy? We could do the little baby turtles sometimes.
baby turtles.
Wow.
And
All right, I will-
swans, baby swans too.
Jeez, get the thumbs up.
Yeah, I know, right. All right, I will make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Make the motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
So moved.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh.